What's up, y'all? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? What up to everyone in Mainman Mademan's boxing forum over there on Facebook, man? The thing is this. I just got finished taking in the first press conference between Terence Crawford and Showtime Shawn Porter. You know, interesting little press conference, you know what I'm saying? First, I guess I'll deal with everybody individually. Now, take in mind, this is just going to be my initial reaction to it. And on the future live stream, of course, fam, we'll dig more into this and we'll get more into what was said in the press conference. But my initial thoughts on it are, I guess we'll deal with Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter first. My initial thoughts to it is, the word comes to mind, respectful. It's like Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter was overly respectful of Terence Crawford. It's almost as if like they didn't want to say anything to get on his bad side. I didn't feel a lot of hungry vibes coming from Showtime Shawn Porter. I mean, it just, I know Shawn Porter's kind of always been like a little class act or whatever, but it just seemed like he just was overly nice. And I know he leans a lot and says that him and Terence Crawford are friends and they go way back, but they friends. It seems like they're more so acquaintance than like everyday friends. But I don't know, fight fans. I just didn't feel like these hungry vibes coming from Shawn Porter. Like I said, a lot of respectful comments, and you know, as boxing fans, we're not really normally interested into two guys who have a tremendous amount of respect for one another and they don't want to say anything bad about one another. That never makes good for build-up for fights. But once again, fight fans, this is what you get when I guess the boxing industry is forcing two fighters who never really asked to fight each other in the beginning. They forcing them together. Of course, Terence Crawford couldn't get nobody else from the PBC side, and he was forced to deal with Shawn Porter because of the mandatory situation. But once again, this is what you get. You don't, when you have two guys who never indicated in the past or throughout these years that they ever wanted to fight each other. So it is what it is. Now, that's what I got from Porter. But the one thing is, though, Porter, and I've been saying this, man, he can be a bit of a slickster. I also noticed throughout the press conference, he kept mentioning the word resume. And you got to watch Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter keep mentioning that word because clearly he want people to try to focus on Terence Crawford's resume. And he always says something to the degree of, well, you know, I don't have anything bad to say about his resume, but this, you know, he goes down that road a lot. And that's Shawn Porter, I believe, talking out the side of his neck. That's just what he does. We've seen that a lot leading up to this fight, and I think it's just continuing from Shawn Porter. It was funny also the way Shawn Porter was dressed. He came up in that thing looking like Cactus Jack, standing up in there with a vest on. I don't know. It was like, you know what I mean? He had no shirt on, you know what I'm saying? He that's Shawn Porter, you know what I mean? He always come with the crazy little outfits. And now in this particular case, he looked like, you know, Cactus Porter. But at the end of the day, it still was entertaining as hell to see, man. But he also attempted to get the crowd involved and wanted to get everything riled up a little more, coming up with a little slogan. What time is it? And he wanted the audience to say showtime. You know what I mean? So he's attempting to trying to put some adrenaline into this. But it's going to be hard to do that because he keep being all respectful, overly complimenting Terence Crawford. Like I said, like he doesn't want to get on his bad side. So that's pretty much what I got from that. You know what I mean? As for Kenny Porter, same thing. And I noticed he was in that thing blinging, looking good. He had the watch going with the pinky ring and the earring. Bam, you know what I'm saying? $1 Million Kenny. Looking good, you know what I'm saying? But once again, he was overly respectful towards Terence Crawford. And he had pretty much nothing bad to say. He went back down memory lane with a few old stories that they had from, I guess, the amateur days. And it was, you know, it was interesting, you know what I mean? But once again, overly respectful. So I'm thinking the whole time, damn, the Porters is just like respectful as hell. And I get this vibe like Shawn Porter's just happy to be there, to be making that check. And I don't know, like, it's just like, I don't get the hungry vibes though. I don't get the starving vibes, you know what I mean? It's almost like Shawn Porter, if he take this loss, he'll be happy to go and do his commentating thing and moving on. That's just what I got from it. And I could be wrong with misreading it. Now, as for Terence Crawford, I got from Terence Crawford when he first initially started when they were asking him questions in the beginning, he was giving he was squaring them straight at Shawn Porter. And it's like he came in there hungry. He was saying things to the effect of, yeah, you know, me and him are cool, but me and him, far as me and him being friends, that's going to have to wait till afterwards. Like, we ain't friends right now. That's on pause. I like that response. He was saying things to the effect and letting Shawn Porter know, if you come in there and you hit me and you want to get all wild and crazy, you know I'm going to go there with you. I'm going to try to turn it up to the next level. I'm down to fight your fight in a nutshell. And Terence Crawford was letting Shawn Porter know that he wasn't down to back down. You know what I'm saying? Now, he had some respectful things to say about Shawn Porter, but it didn't seem like he was going overly into it like the Porters were. It's like he was mentioning things to the effect of, yeah, you know, we go way back to the amateurs, and a lot of things that Crawford was saying as far as about their relationship seem to go way back. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get the feeling that these two are talking on the phone every day like, what's up with you? You know what I mean? So that's just how I felt about it. But I also noticed that as the press conference progressed, that Terence Crawford went from slinging zingers at Showtime Shawn Porter, which was some surefire zingers. And not to mention, he also said that he realized what it will do if he beats Shawn Porter in tremendous fashion. So it lets me know that deep down inside, I think Bud feels as though he can stop Shawn Porter. He just doesn't want to come out saying that as the fighter and kind of pinning himself to that position. But we already know how we feel about that, fight fans. But he said things to that effect. But I noticed as the press conference was kind of going on, right, that he kind of was nicening up. As it's like he went from going square at Shawn Porter, and when he felt like Shawn Porter wasn't giving him that same energy back, it kind of made Bud a lot more humble and a little bit more nice. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's the key to Shawn Porter's strategy of being super nice and respectful to defuse Terence Crawford. And it's like Terence Crawford went coming in there like ready to go at Shawn Porter, to towards the end, they were smiling, giggly, respectful towards one another. And that's kind of what I got towards the end. You know what I'm saying? So Terence Crawford better watch that, man. I'm telling you, Shawn Porter's a slickster. And he acts this sort of type role. But I get the feeling that deep down inside, like on fight night, he's definitely gonna bring it. But I just get the feeling that he's just trying to soften Terence Crawford up with the niceness. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just seems like he wants Terence Crawford just as nice as him or something. I don't know. Crawford shouldn't take the bait. Stay mean. Stay hungry. Stay ready to go at him. Stay ready to expect the best version of Showtime Shawn Porter. And like you say, put that friendship stuff on hold and put it on pause to the back end. You know what I mean? Now, as for Bob Arum, what I got from Bob was, it's like he was in there doing math problems, bro. It's almost like he was thinking about the money. Like, damn, I have invested $10 million into this fight. Lord, how am I going to get my money back? That's the feeling I pretty much got from him. It's like Bob wasn't, it's like, you know, I don't feel like he's super thrilled about this fight. I feel like he's putting it on, but I just feel like deep down inside, all he's doing is computing numbers. We know that he's already invested up to $10 million into this fight, and we'll see how the rest of this stuff plays out. Bob is just computing numbers. I didn't get an overall happy feeling from him, but he was there. And as for the other promoter, Tom Brown, that's representing Showtime Shawn Porter, well, he gave up on a statement that Bud Crawford capitalized on. We're going to talk more about that, fight fans. And that was the fact how Tom Brown, the promoter of of Porter, and pretty much under the PBC umbrella, came out and said how the fighters are in control. And they pretty much to a certain degree work for the fighters. And if the fighters pretty much want a certain thing, it should happen. And Terence Crawford pinned him to that position, in which none other than Bob Arum come out and say, it's a new day, it's a new day, ha ha ha. And it looked like Bob Arum tried to diffuse that. I don't know, man. That's interesting, but we're gonna talk more about that as well, fight fans. But and as for Bomac, you know, from Bomac, from what I got is, like deep down inside, it felt like Bomac knows that Terence Crawford can stop Shawn Porter. But just like I said about Crawford, he don't want to really come out and boasting and saying that too loud because he don't want to be pinned to that position. But he's saying certain things and alluding to that they feel like they definitely got Shawn Porter's number. And that's just the feeling I got also coming from Team Bud, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the feeling I got. But we'll see, you know what I mean? Interesting press conference. Wasn't it a lot of fireworks, but I do notice that Terence Crawford is speaking real freely and speaking a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's good. This is going to be a pay-per-view fight. The more talking that both men do, the better. It's good that Shawn Porter's attempting to sell it. It's good that Terence Crawford is attempting to sell it. And I wish nothing but the best for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Hopefully this is the first and we do something more into it. But if they do another one, kill all that respect stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't like all that friendly build-up. We want to see some mean grit and determination. Real spill. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share. Rock those bells. See y'all real soon on the live stream, fam. And until the next video. Peace out.